Thank you for continuing to listen to Tales from the Video Store. Why don't you stop by our Patreon page, become a Patreon, because let me tell you, inflation right now is one big fat gold digging bitch. Now sit back, get your sunglasses, grab a box of toothpicks. It is Lee Bridges, Garrick Lane, Doug Wall, and River Lane. It's Tales from the Video Store. And again, make sure you visit our Patreon page. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah! And we are back in the video store, ladies and gentlemen. Doug, Lee, and Garrick are here, and we are on number 123. We're just moving.
Is it 123?
Yeah, we took a little hiatus, a little 6-month hiatus, and now we're banging them out once a week. Now, if I was only getting laid once a week, things would be fucking great.
I'd be high-fiving myself.
Yeah, I'd be high-fiving myself. Yep. I'd have that shit on Patreon. How we doing, fellas?
Doing pretty good.
Very good.
Well, I went to the Rob Zombie concert. I'll just start that off. That was my week last week. And Mudvayne and his brother Power Man 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, 5,000 and Static X. It wasn't a bad show.
Where'd you see him?
At PNC Pavilion.
Oh, I like that venue.
Yeah, I do too.
It's a cool venue.
That used to be Blockbuster Pavilion?
It did.
That's where I saw him in like 1999.
It's crazy. Yeah, I guess Blockbuster couldn't pay the bill, so PNC had to take it over after they...
I don't think Blockbuster can pay any bills right now.
Hey, yeah, I think they're still in a lawsuit with Redbox and Netflix. The show was good, man. It's one of those things. I about pulled the plug and had River go with me, and so let's see. Power Man started, and then Static X came out. After halfway through Static X, I'm like, man, I'm starting to really feel bad that I didn't bring River. And then halfway through Mudvayne, I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't bring River. And by the time Rob Zombie came around, 40 minutes into his set, I was cooked. And this reminded me of the Lollapalooza days. I think 4 bands are too much. I think it's too much. I think it would have been fine to have to show up at that place at 6 o'clock, watch Mudvayne from 6 to 8:30, and then watch Rob from 9 to 10:30 and come home.
Yeah.
You're cooked.
Yeah.
Your ears
I'm
are cooked.
officially too old for that shit.
Yeah, and that's how Lollapalooza was. Remember,
it's all fucking day, man.
And the best band was always the band right before the night. Beastie Boys and Ministry, when they came out, they killed everybody. So by the time Smashing Pumpkins came out, and I can't remember who it was for the other one, but you're done. You're cooked. We're drunk. We're cooked.
I was like, I don't even know where I am. I don't care.
What the fuck is that?
Let's get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how this was. It wasn't quite Lollapalooza, but the loud music starts at 6 and it ends at 11, and by halfway through Rob Zombie, I'm like, holy shit! I hope he doesn't come out for an encore, which he didn't. And speaking of Mr. Zombie, the show was really good, but I hate to critique him. He really is a showman, but man, he missed some lyrics. Like he's showing his age. He's not moving around as much. I feel like he's using his production value and his TVs and everything around him to kind of fill in where he's kind of fallen off. And energy, you know what I mean? And that's, I get it. Like, I'm 50, and I don't know how he came back from shooting a movie and rested for 2 days and started a big tour. Like, that's crazy. Good for him. I guess it pays to be a fucking pot-smoking vegan. Maybe I should try that.
Maybe.
Anyway, but that's a good show. Anybody in the North Carolina area that saw that, it was fun, man. It was good. It took me back to a time where I was much younger. But anyway, now speaking of younger or older, Paul Sorvino and David Warner, last week. It's terrible. Now this is probably old news because we got delayed a few days on our podcast, but we'll still talk about them because it's that important. But if anybody doesn't remember David Warner, he was
in every movie.
Yeah, he even went down with the Titanic as this little small bit role as Billy Zane's butler.
I mean, he was the villain.
And Tron, he's always the villain.
Yeah, almost as much as Zane was,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah, David Warner. And Paul Sorvino, of course. Who could forget?
Yeah.
I mean,
$3,600 for a lifetime. Yeah, fucking love him, dude.
yeah. We'll miss old Paul Sorvino.
Yeah.
He was in a lot of stuff. He was in a lot of stuff. Well, most people will recognize. Most of the people from our generation will remember him as Paulie Cicero in freaking Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was also
a singer. He was he did tons of stuff.
Yeah, tons. But his two biggest movies, Goodfellas and The Firm, he was a gangster. So that's and he's fucking Italian. He's fucking Italian.
Right.
Yeah.
And Mira, his daughter, won the Oscar for a Woody Allen movie, which ironically, Woody Allen's a fucking pedophile, and Mira Sorvino is one of the. She was the first woman to pull the trigger or blow the whistle on Harvey Fat Ass Weinstein.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know why I just went down the rabbit hole there.
You really
By the
did.
way, Harvey Weinstein, I hope you're fucking rotten in hell. My fucking 12 to 20 fucking applications and fucking cover letters to your office trying to get an internship back in the day. Fuck you.
I hope you die.
I hope you die.
Yeah.
I hope you die.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, speaking of soon to be death, Brendan Fraser in The Whale. He's well on his way. Did he gain all this weight for this role, or has he just gotten fucking large?
No, he's pretty big, but I think he's in a fat suit.
Yeah, he's gussied up, as I would say.
For this role, he's gussied up.
Right, but
Okay,
remember,
that makes me feel better about what I'm seeing.
What was the movie about the catalytic converters that we fucking kind of skimmed over?
What was that?
Soderbergh's last shit.
Yeah.
It's on HBO.
Something?
One false move or no false moves. Or
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah,
anyway,
nobody gives a fuck.
In that, remember, that was the first time I guess I had seen him in something the last few years, and he looked like he'd eaten Brendan Fraser. So,
Yes, he had.
He's had some issues, whatever, but here's the thing. I've always loved the guy. I mean, I don't have any bad things to say about somebody, and I'm glad that he's getting a chance in this big. It's Aronofsky's. What is it? The Whale.
It's
right?
Aronofsky. Hey,
who I loves, and
that guy regenerated Mickey Rourke's career.
Absolutely.
After Robert Rodriguez regenerated it, and then it fell off.
And then he killed it, and then we brought it back.
And then we brought it back again. So
Yeah.
maybe this is it. Maybe this is the one where Brendan Fraser ends up on the red carpet looking for one of those stiff.
I just want him to be happy. If he's happy being a fat fuck, so be it. I don't give a shit. I mean, really, he look, the Mummy movies, you look back on them, they're not great, but they're fun to touch back on, with your kids. I mean, I watched them with Oliver a few years back, man, and, he's like, oh, Daddy, I like this. It's not quite Indiana Jones, but it's still pretty cool. Okay.
Blasphemy.
Very well done.
You cannot even compare the Mummy movies. Don't even use the Mummy movie. Don't even use the word the Mummy.
Archaeologist.
Fuck off. That's
You're
not even the same.
Treasure hunting archaeology.
Brendan Fraser's fat ass could take his little golden stiff guy that he's going to win after Darren's new movie.
100% he's going to fucking win.
Oh yeah, he'll be nominated. I'm sure.
Unless the movie's an absolute fucking disaster. I think he'll at least be nominated and probably a favorite.
This is a guy who hasn't made a movie since Mama, right?
Mother.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mama's the horror movie where she climbs up the hall and yeah. Mother. That's the last movie he made, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Okay, so we'll see how this went. What do you think, Lee? You're an Aronofsky fan. He's frozen. So anyway, fuck him. I've been trying to get rid of him anyway. All right, so yes, what else we've got on the? I would. Lee, you back?
I'm here.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Give me your Aronofsky thoughts.
Did you just hear me talk trash about you?
I did.
Oh, Jesus. I thought you were frozen.
No.
Okay, so tell us. You're an Aronofsky fan, right?
Yeah, I am. And but there's the thing. I don't know that much about the movie. It's about a guy who's like 600 pounds reconnecting with his daughter. So it's like Fat Guy the Wrestler.
I was going to say it's the wrestler, the fat guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, even his movies I don't like, they're still very well made.
Yeah.
You know, you never count the guy out. I mean, Aronofsky's the man. You know, I mean, listen, I'll see it. I know I'll see it sight unseen. I know that without even looking at a trailer.
Agreed.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I talked to you guys about what happened at San Diego Comic-Con, but nobody gives a shit. It's all the Avengers and Marvel and Black Adam, like all this hype over Black Adam. You guys think that this DC is going to be any different than the other ones, or not?
Probably not.
I don't really know. I will say this, because I fucking hate Marvel. And we always talk about, they have this protocol, right?
Yes.
Well, I stumbled upon, I don't know why, I was thinking about John Barenthal, and I was like, man, I watched Wind River again a couple of weeks back, and I was like, man, that little scene of him just fucking raging, I was like, I fucking love him in that fucking mindset. And I thought about that Punisher series that was on Netflix a few years ago, and I tracked it down. It's on Disney. Look, it's fucking great. The first season of that is blood-soaked. Him just fucking rage-killing people. There's sex, a lot of language. I can't believe it's on Disney. It is the anti-Marvel, and I fucking like it a lot. I haven't gotten to season 2, but season 1 was fucking awesome. I really like it.
I think Disney decided Deadpool's on there now, right? Didn't they just decide to put the whole library on there?
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, how about that?
But those are 2 series were produced by Netflix, so it'll be interesting to see what Disney does with the Punisher after this.
Yeah.
I mean,
are they bringing it back?
I think so. I think everybody from the Netflix universe, whatever you want to call it, is coming back except that curly-haired douchebag from Game of Thrones that played Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Which that show was unwatchable.
I don't remember it.
Exactly. The Punisher show was very good, though. I could have done with. I didn't necessarily need the first season. I didn't necessarily need more origin, but it was still very well done.
Oh man, I mean, dude, when he has some of his like rage out, like where he's fucking fighting dudes, it's pretty fucking graphic, man. I mean, really, really fucking graphic, very intense, and not something I expected to see on fucking Disney. I'll tell you that.
I'll check it out. I'll see.
First episode, I was like, what the fuck is this? The last 5 minutes of the first episode, he starts fucking shit up, and the story completely goes away from what they had established in the first episode,
Right.
Which was the best thing that could have happened because the rest of the show I fucking loved. It was a great story. Like, everything about it was really, really well done. It's really good, dude. I can't speak on the second season, like I said, but the first season, I'm telling you, Garrick, I know you would like it. Guaranteed.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Well, they're making a new Avengers.
No.
Yes.
Who's left?
I don't know. That's
They're
what
making 2 more.
That's what I was talking. It's going to be Kang Dynasty. The guy that did. It's going to be
Who's in it?
Daniel Creighton, who did the Shanghai that you guys didn't like. I enjoyed, but I don't. Yeah, you're right. Who's left? What is it? What's happening?
Is it going to be 3 Spider-Men and a baby? Like, what is it?
3 Spider-Men and a baby.
I mean, I'm serious. Like, who's left?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Are they going to regenerate people? Lee's Facebook.
I really have no
He's not
idea.
even here. He's
I've sort of fallen off from giving a shit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
clearly. All right.
I do have one news story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the new Predator movie comes out pretty soon. Actually, I think it comes out this Friday. And the reason it's going straight to Hulu was because I guess it was started production while the Disney merger was coming about. And had they given it a theatrical release because of the contracts that were signed, it would have had to gone streaming to HBO Max. So the only way Disney can avoid basically giving it to HBO Max streaming-wise is just not release it theatrically and release it straight to Hulu.
Interesting.
Do you think that we even give, like, do you think people still care?
I mean, this one, it looks interesting. You know, the whole it taking place in the past, 100 years in the past. I'll give it a shot, especially since it's going to be on Hulu and I don't have to go see it in the theater. I'll give it a day in court.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah, it's been rough. Even the Robert Rodriguez ones were friggin' rough, dude. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I guess it's just like anything else. You're gonna regenerate.
They're gonna beat this fucking horse, no matter how dead it is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Just hoping they land on something.
Yeah, I already as I'm sitting over here being tough guy, I already sent a text to River. Hey, you want to come to the house Friday and watch this thing? It's gonna be great.
Yeah, there you go.
You got some more news?
No, that was it. Also, the movie will be released in English, and you'll be able to either listen to it in English or in Comanche. So I think it's the first studio movie ever released in unless you count Apocalypto.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, you can. I guess in the first studio movie released in North American Indian dialect.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think I actually heard that several months ago, but I'd forgotten about it. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, from all the trailers and everything, it looks like it looks cool. I mean,
Yeah,
I can't speak on the Shane Black one because I still never watched that.
Well,
it had some moments.
Which one was that?
The last one.
Oh yeah. Oh, I watched that.
It was better than the Rodriguez one, I thought.
But I watched that one in 4DX in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It was a stinker. I don't even remember what was in it. Oh, I do remember. Yes.
Wait a minute.
Shane Black directed it.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was called Predator.
The Predator.
The Predator.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what it is. It's the fucking Predator.
You know what? We're going to talk some more Predator here in a little bit.
Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper!
Oh, yeah.
But no, that's all I got as far as news-wise.
Okay.
I walked up to my wife and said, "Geez, you got a big pussy. Geez, you got a big pussy." And she said, "Why'd you say it twice?" And I said, "I didn't." It's because it was big. Okay. All right, moving on then. All right. I have one more thing. Did anybody see, one more thing from Comic-Con, we'll get out of here. Kevin Smith and William Shatner's cuss off at fucking the Comic-Con. That's just hilarious. I'll put the link up on the site. People will watch it more than they'll listen to our podcast. It'll steal the show. But an Interview with the Vampire, a new series. What?
But why?
And Louis Worm from Game of Thrones. Yes, why? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be terrible, but nothing like the movie this week.
Hold up. What about Pearl?
Yes, you're right. So you guys send me that. I hadn't seen X, so I watched this trailer, and it's like an origin story, and I'm like, well, that sucks. That just totally blew X for me. Because I'm thinking that girl was one of the porn stars, so she must kill everybody. So then I'm like, well, now I gotta go watch that shit. So I got up extra early, Saturday morning, and you know the kids they sleep till fucking 2 in the summer, so I'm like, I'm gonna rent this. So I rented it and I watched X. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It reminded me of like Friday the 13th. Now, Friday the 13th. It's the old. It felt like an old slasher movie.
It's West's best as far as I'm concerned. It's my favorite of his.
The problem I have though is that when the old lady jabs the camera guy in the neck. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If you're gonna see that coming, you're gonna see it coming, and then even if that bitch friggin' sticks that in your neck, even if you're in shock, you're gonna pull that knife out.
It's called movie magic.
Ah, come on.
Come on, don't be like Oliver and fucking like naysay everything that happens in a fucking movie.
Wouldn't an old lady
Jesus.
be able to take a pitchfork and stick it so far into that dude's head that it kills him?
This one can.
She's got crazy person strength.
Yes.
Right. Well, it was still good. I'm not gonna.
And the trailer for Pearl looks cool.
Yeah,
It looks completely different than X.
Yeah, kind of similar look, but the story and everything looks crazy. And look, Mia Goth, she was fucking awesome in X.
Oh, that's Kid Cudi. He's a rapper.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Now you know.
Now you know. Well, he laid Mia Goth, Jenny Ortega, and Brittany Snow. So he's my kind of dude. I might have to go listen to his rap shit. All right, so yeah, that's it. The Pearl trailer's pretty awesome, and it doesn't give the Pearl trailer's pretty good, and it doesn't give away X. However, if you listen to our podcast, I just gave away X.
Right.
Of course, I don't think.
But you didn't give away all what happens in the movie. I mean, there's way more stuff that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
In X than what I mean.
Here's my problem. My biggest issue with these, like, origin stories, like especially with a movie like Pearl, you know no matter what that she's gonna make it because she's in X.
Right.
It takes away that, like, what are they gonna do? How's this going to go? Like, I don't know. I'm origin storied the fuck out. All across cinema. I'm good on it. Like the superheroes, and now you're going back and doing like a horror movie. It's just, I don't know. It'll have an audience, I'm sure. And like I say, I want to see it, but that aspect of like already knowing that no matter what happens in this, she's going to be fine. Just, I don't know. Takes away a bit of like the suspense for me. I don't know. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, no, I get that. Well, there was tons of suspense in the movie this week. Split Second! Rutger Hauer in Split Second. Was that good?
No.
Ah, all right. You want to introduce Split Second?
No.
To me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Lee, are you Facebooking? Are you like putting up some sort of ad or something right now? What are you doing?
No, I'm listening to you guys.
No, it doesn't look like it. You're probably texting your wife. All right, go ahead. Come on.
All right. Yeah, but this is from 1992, directed by Tony Malum, who's probably most, talking about slashers, who's probably most well known for directing The Burning, the early 80s slasher movie. And it's takes place in the far future of 2008, where London is pretty much perpetually flooded, kind of like, Kentucky is right now. And I don't really know how to explain it. It's a futuristic serial killer movie with Rutger Hauer, where he's basically, I guess you'd say he's a detective, but really he just walks around and shoots stuff. He's kind of like Stallone's character in Cobra. What is his job? Just being a one-person SWAT team? It's a very low-budget movie. I think it was the last Rutger Hauer movie to play in the theaters, because I do remember this playing in theaters in the early 90s. Because I read about it in, like, Fangoria magazine. But it's, there's a serial killer who's ripping people's hearts out, and, spoiler alert, it's the devil. The serial killer is it's the devil. And it's a very just low-budget, British sci-fi action movie from the early 90s. And, basically, I guess it got made because Rutger Hauer was in Blade Runner.
Wait, it's the devil? I thought it was the alien. Am I
No, it's
fucking
the devil. They say it's the devil.
Oh, I missed that part.
Okay. But, yeah, so it's basically the movie got made because Rutger Hauer was in Blade Runner, and this movie is, takes place in a similar type future. So why not put Rutger Hauer in?
It's really rainy there because
it's very rainy.
It's flooded London because of pollution. And
Right.
it takes place a few years ago.
Yeah.
2008.
Right. The story is really fucking nonsensical. I mean,
That's complete nonsense.
yeah, like something about the whole thing about this creature like ripping out hearts. Okay, that's something, but then like trying to create like this weird mythology behind it and like these symbols at these scenes. It's just it doesn't make any kind of sense really.
No.
But it's still fun. Like, we talk about movies a lot, Lee, where, and you bring this up a lot, like where you can tell that they're not taking themselves too seriously. Nobody's having more fun in this movie than Rutger fucking Hauer. He is having the best. He probably smoked 1,000 fucking cigars. He's smoking the entire time, hell raising, cussing.
Firing machine guns.
Yeah, firing guns, talking shit to his like weird partner guy. Kim Catrell like shows up. You get to see her titties, and which was always great.
That's not correct.
What?
That's not correct. It does not ever show her tits.
Yes, in the shower.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's her actual tits?
Yeah.
Did I get up to get some popcorn or
I
something?
think you got up and missed
I
everything.
missed Kim Cattrall's tits.
You're like me watching Highlander. You missed the whole fucking thing, even though you sat there and watched the whole thing.
What
Apparently
the fuck?
you missed it.
Really? Wait a minute. So, let me get this. When did they explain it was a devil? I thought it was an alien.
Late
It was
into
a sci-fi guy.
Late
And
into
at the end
the
of the
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, the best line in the movie is his dorky partner, Dick Durkin, which says to Rutger Hauer, and I must point out that Rutger Hauer's character's name is Harley Stone, which is quite possibly the greatest character name in movie history.
Yeah.
And he says to Rutger Hauer, I don't think this guy thinks he's the devil. I think it actually is the devil. And then Rutger Hauer says, well, then the devil is in deep shit. And then they go kill the devil with machine guns.
And
Just like it says in the Bible.
don't they electrocute it?
Yeah. It's not. It's a fucking alien, Holmes.
Blow it up while
You
shooting
guys
with
are
machine
crazy.
guns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's a silly monster movie that has big guns, and Rutger Hauer wears like a leather trench coat. It's a movie if you could take movie from the mind of a guy who works at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
That's what it would be.
Yeah.
It looks like it was sponsored by Hot Topic.
I mean, it's fun, but it's what? What are you gonna tell me?
Stone, yes, as a new rookie is assigned to him, Stone must find the killer, rescue his girlfriend, and fight off his own inner demons as he gets closer to his mysterious adversary. But when the killer is a vicious, 10-foot-tall alien creature, even in
Named
the future,
Satan.
there aren't guns big enough to stop the creature's deadly reign. Where the fuck did you guys get it was Beelzebub? Where the fuck?
They say it in the movie.
Oh,
Jared.
Christ,
It's
that
in the
makes
dialogue.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and in the blood art,
It
and
was
all
a
the
fucking alien. Anybody that hasn't seen Split Second, Rutger Hauer fights a fucking alien like he did in Blade Runner, only it's in the subway of New York. And
There are no aliens in Blade Runner.
it's much shitty. Or fucking...
They're robots.
Did you
Whatever.
watch that too, or were you just staring through the screen? You fucking
Jack, are you having a stroke right now?
What is happening? Is your sugar level low?
I just
Look, they say that
Coke and get him to
I'm
shut the
having me
fuck
a
up.
blonde moment, I guess.
they say that it's Satan, so accept it.
By the way, we are now having the most in-depth argument anyone has ever had about the movie Split Second.
Yes.
All right. So the devil, yeah, it's fun.
Which it could be an alien.
It's fun. His partner, what's his name?
Dick Durkin.
He's the best part of the movie. He's great.
Yeah.
When he's talking about getting laid in the morning, he's like, "Yeah, I have sex every morning."
It's like, what do you mean? I get laid all the time.
Yeah,
It's
what are
like,
you talking about?
What?
It's fun. I'm gonna have to watch it again. I missed.
And does Rutger Hauer just live in a warehouse?
I don't even. It almost looked like an attic.
Yeah,
Like with no windows and birds
Yeah.
fluttering around, but it has a shower. Because guess
There's
what?
a shower.
I saw
Yeah.
Kim Cattrall's titties in the shower. So, and she has that nice like jet black hair. It's definitely a look.
She looks fantastic.
It's a look that I didn't remember.
I like her look.
Yeah, I mean back then, man, that was my fucking girl from the mannequin days.
I mean, I like Sex in the City. Oh yes, that's
Oh,
right.
the mannequin, baby. Woo!
Ooh, goodness.
Yeah, get on the back of my motorcycle, girl. Yeah, or my moped.
God, what in the hell is going on here?
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the best part of. I mean, outside of just the silliness of it.
Yeah.
I mean that's,
It's a monster movie. I mean, it's and it's free to watch on Prime. So if you have Prime, you already have access to it.
Yeah.
Pete Potzowitz was great in the movie.
The scenes with him were the fucking best because he would get so fucking riled up and so mad.
Yeah, he was awesome. He's young and he's like, it was great.
It was like 8 seconds and then you wouldn't see him for 30 minutes.
I really did believe him and Rutger Hauer had a beef. Like they were, the scenes together.
But they were probably fucking hanging out high-five and outside,
drinking
off-camera.
liquor
Yeah,
and banging the same bitches.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Hopefully not, but maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a fun, entertaining movie.
Yep.
It's the devil.
Rutger Hauer versus the devil, or Rutger Hauer versus a 10-foot alien.
As the church lady might say, is it Satan? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes,
and also, I have another question. All three of us now know what the killer looks like in this movie. What looks better, the CGI Venom and the Tom Hardy Venom, or the killer that isn't Venom in this movie? Because it bears a striking resemblance to Venom.
Yeah, I guess it does, and I would have to say I think this that Satan looks better. Satan looks more like Venom than Venom looks like Venom.
Right. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a 10-foot person in a rubber suit. That's what the devil looks like.
Why do we even do this? Well, why do we even watch movies?
So let me ask this question, since I'm the asshole.
Just fucking gouge my eyes out, man. Fuck it, I'll just never watch anything again.
In the subway, though, when he's standing there, is that why the devil didn't kill him? He was going to preserve him because he had his fucking hand on him. So this fucking cunt goes through New York City and claws people's insides out quicker than you can even see. More quick than anybody can even see. But then he's right there with Rutger Hauer. He's got him pinned, and he doesn't do anything. What's that? Is that because Rutger Hauer is too the?
I don't know.
I hasn't repented,
this, man. I did not write it. Stop asking me why it is like this. I don't fucking know.
I just asking.
I'm just telling you, it's Satan.
You guys have ruined this movie for me. It's not Satan. It's a fucking alien. But it still doesn't explain why that guy had him. He had his hand on his chest, and he didn't.
Because Rutger Hauer has a fucking heart of gold, Garrick. Why the fuck else could Satan not rip it directly out of his chest?
I don't.
I mean, fuck.
He saw that handsome Dutch bastard and he just couldn't do it.
He just couldn't do it.
He was like,
I don't know, man.
I love the Hitcher too much. In this movie.
I love you, man. You pulled a freaking bitch apart in the Hitcher. I'm gonna let you live.
Oh. Wow.
Okay, well, that went sideways. It is an entertaining movie. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's entertaining.
Like I say, they're all having a blast. I'm surprised they weren't laughing through scenes, and I'm sure that they probably were.
Yeah,
I'm sure there were a lot of blown scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, go out and get Split Second.
How many fucking popcorn boxes or what the fuck ever it is?
Rental days do I need for this? 2.
Obviously, you need 2. I, however, only needed just the 1.
Okay.
I think I got all of it.
Yeah, I need 2. I need to watch it. I'm going to watch it again tonight and figure out what the fuck I missed.
I don't know what
Maybe I'll like it again for the 3rd time. I watched it a long time ago and I don't remember it, but...
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever. Well, what else did you watch? Did you see anything good?
I watched some Rutger.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I watched Blind Fury.
Nice.
Where he's he's a Vietnam vet that was blinded during the war, who is picked up by some villagers and taught how to use a sword cane as a blind guy. And he comes to back to the United States, and he's looking for his old wartime buddy, and who's gotten himself involved in some shit. And it has a cool setup, a cool plot, until his buddy's kid, he ends up tagging along with Howard, and it's just, I mean,
the kid is the worst.
He is the fucking worst, and I don't want to say it ruins the movie, but it ruins the fucking movie. The parts though where Howard is doing the sword stuff and fighting and all that, it is all fucking great. And he does a really good job. Like, sometimes when you see somebody pretend like they're blind, you can tell that they're pretending. He never looked to me like he was pretending. He was very good about keeping his eyes straight and open. Like, not flinching or anything like that. And because he has had those big blue eyes, you could constantly see them on screen. So he was very convincing to me.
Well, a lot of actors, you can tell their eyes are focusing on things.
Right, and he just stares.
It is just like they're in the middle of they're staring into the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, cool.
And Randall Tex Cobb is great. And,
oh, yeah,
And Sho Kazuki, the guy from the Enter the Ninja movie, shows up at the end for a few minutes.
They have a nice little fight.
Oh, yeah.
But
I will agree, one of the worst kids in movie history.
Oh, he's like the Ellis of children. You just wanted to fucking kill him. He's just terrible. I mean, he's fucking terrible.
I've never heard of. I've heard of the film, but I've never.
What is it? The Zhao Tuichi, the blind swordsman. It's like an Americanized.
It's actually an adaptation. They did get the rights to the character.
Right. And I think there was supposed to be like a sequel, but I don't know. Somehow it just kind of fell through. Would have been cool because, like I said, I thought he was really good playing like this blind swordsman. He was very convincing. Is the movie great? No. But if you're a Howard fan, I guarantee you've fucking seen it already. And if it's been a few years, like it had been for me, probably 25 or more, it was worth it to go back and watch it again. So we were talking about the different Predators, and I saw Predator 2.
Wait. Hold on. Before you go to Predator 2, since we're talking Rutger Hauer, let's go ahead and do Hobo with a Shotgun.
Oh, you want to talk about the Hobo? All right.
Yes. Okay. So, you wanted me to watch Hobo with a Shotgun.
This is a movie I'd watched a few weeks back before we'd even talked about doing Split Second. Because I like Hauer, and that's... Hobo with a Shotgun is my last, memory of Rutger Hauer in a movie.
And it's fantastic.
For better or for worse.
It really is. It's fantastic. But it's funny, and maybe it was when I watched it was the problem. But man, God, it's so loud and so much. It's brutal.
There's no fucking about in it. I mean, there's no
from driving over that dude's head in the first 2 minutes to...
Right.
I mean, and then when they kill the second brother, spoiler alert, it still goes on and on. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The depth and the Dutch angles and the loud screaming and the obnoxious over-the-top acting, it's great. It's not Grindhouse, though. there's nothing about it that's Grindhouse. That was just an effect. I don't feel like it's a Grindhouse movie. Grindhouse movie doesn't do that. It just doesn't do it that way. But it was good.
I think it has a look like of a movie from the 70s. You know, like a low budget, poorly or oddly lit action movie. And that's what gives it. Now, could he have just done some stuff with the shotgun and it not been so over the top? Would you consider it more in that vein?
Yeah, maybe.
Of course you would, I think.
I think you have to slow it down. Like, Snatch is the perfect example of fucking all over the place, but then it slows down. It slows you down every now and then, just enough before it pulls you back into that crazy world.
Right.
This one, man, it never stopped. It was always blah. There was a couple of scenes with him and the girl that lasted under 3 minutes where it was, they're talking and their whole daughter, the daughter, grandfather things going on, and then it's like somebody would bust in and rape her. It just, I don't know, man. It was just, you gotta sometimes bring the audience down a little bit, and I think in the Hobo, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like Freaks on Parade tour, where I'm like halfway through it, I'm like, holy shit, I'm exhausted.
Well, but I think that's what they went for, is like, how far can we go? Like, when you come to a scene, it's like, yeah, we could have her just like lay in the bed, or we could have like fucking Jim come in with a chainsaw or a fucking hacksaw and start hacking at her neck instead. Like, they continued to like ramp up what they were doing, and I'm fine with it because I knew what to expect. It's Hobo with a shotgun. If it wouldn't have been as crazy and as insane and as violent, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Lee?
No, I guess my no thank you, I guess, is my response. I would just, like Garrick said, I would just rather watch The Exterminator, from the early 80s. I don't know, okay, when we, like 2 years ago when we reviewed Turbo Kid,
Right.
I think Turbo Kid is a much better version of that. Turbo Kid is an enjoyable movie. It's just not, I don't know. It's just not for me. I mean, at first, maybe I need to rewatch it. I only saw it once years ago.
Well, Eisner, Jason Eisner, the writer-director. I mean, look, dude, the guy entered a contest to make a fucking trailer that's going to go in the Grindhouse movie. He shot this fucking trailer for something called Hobo with a Shotgun for about $150. Ended up winning. Gets his trailer put in fucking Grindhouse, and then probably could have parlayed that into like getting to meet Tarantino and some of these other guys. And probably could have gotten them to produce it, but instead he was like, I wanted to do it my way. I wanted to, it to be 100% from me. I hope they like what I did.
Right.
And so he went out and got his own money and made his movie. And he was an executive producer on Turbo Kid in 2015, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's, so... Whether you like it or not, I still think you have to respect the guy for going out and doing it his way and putting on film what he wanted and how he wanted it to look and feel. And I didn't love it.
I don't think, has he made another feature, though?
No.
I know he's done a bunch of shorts.
No. This is the last.
He wore himself out. He did everything he could possibly do.
He did an underwater short, like a guy goes, in those towns where they flood a town. It's like 2 minutes long if you can find it online. And it's like an underwater ghost short. And it was very good. I can't remember the name of it. I had to look it up. But, he's a talented guy. I'm not saying that. It's just, it's Yeah, I haven't made a movie, so I guess what the fuck do I know? But
it's very loud. It's very loud.
And I would actually like to see him make a second movie to see where he goes from there, a second feature. I know he's produced a lot. I think this was in the Sean William Scott hockey movies, the Goon movies. I think he produced those as well.
Yeah.
And but I would actually like to see him make a second feature just to see how it. Maybe he's 15 years later, or however many years, how he would make a movie now.
And I think it came out 2010. Is that right?
Yeah, somewhere around there, 2008, 9, 10, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you go into it knowing what you're getting yourself into, I say give it a shot.
Here's the thing.
The thing about it is this. Or don't. Fuck it.
All right. I just wanted to get into that.
I like the way that the lighting is. I like the way that a lot of it is shot. I like the way a lot of it looks.
That's because you're a pretentious cunt.
Well, in certain company, yes.
No, it's not bad. It's like I'm with you. I just at some point in time needed a relief and never got it. I'm like, oh my gosh, like an hour into that movie, I'm like, oh my god, like I want to put in my earplugs because it's just so much.
Yeah. Oh, it's everything that can be put in.
It is. That is definitely.
Flame-throwing children on a bus
it's war in a movie.
Oh, I mean, it's fucking. I mean, it's out there, but it's. I don't know.
Rutger's great in it.
He is fucking great in it.
The speech he gives in front of the maternity ward.
Yeah.
He's great there.
And like I say, I think this is the last movie I ever saw him in. I'm pretty sure, and I've always been a big fan of his, and so everything about it I don't love, but everything about him in this I do.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, getting back. So I watched Predator 2 for some reason, right? Which I remember sometime back, I asked a question of Garrick and Lee, which sequel is worse, Die Hard 2 or Predator 2? And I think we all agreed that Die Hard 2 was just fucking horrific. But it had been a long time since I had watched Predator 2. I saw it was on. So, I mean, look, you got Gary Busey. You've got Danny Glover as a badass, which I like, from the Lethal Weapon. He kind of has this, like the color purple, like he's this, like, dude that's, like, I don't know, man. He just has a look that's almost not very intimidating, although he is a very big dude. And, like, in Die Hard, he shows that he can be a badass. And same thing in this. I mean, he's the lead character. He's a cop who's, like, it's an out-of-control Los Angeles. Gangs everywhere. They're fighting. And Bill Paxton's in this. I'd totally forgotten he was in this. Maria Conchita Alonso was in this. I'd totally forgotten she was fucking in this. Morton Downey Jr.
During like the year he was relevant.
Yeah, like he's like a news guy in this. I mean, look, at the time when this came out, I didn't much care for like them trying to do this kind of mythology with the character, with the Predator. But rewatching it, it actually kind of was okay. I didn't hate it as much as I remembered hating it. And I'll tell you this, you talk about the Satan character from Split Second. Had you put this, not called this Predator 2, put the Satan/alien character in this that's running around Los Angeles doing all this shit, with the same acting and all that, I think you'd have fucking had something. Like, I think it could have been something that wouldn't be in the shadow of Predator. If that makes sense. Like, if it was its own thing, I think it probably might have been something. But because it was the Predator, held up to such a high standard, it could never live up to it, no matter what.
No, never be this. But I think it's got a lot of stuff going for it. I like Gary Busey's character.
Yeah.
I love the third act is great.
The last 25 minutes of this,
is a heart attack.
Fucking Danny Glover.
I love
Fucking.
at the end when he drops all the weapons and all the predators around him. He's like, all right, who's next?
He just fucking goes insane. The last 25 minutes of this is the shit, dude.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I
usually gets cut in half. I mean,
yeah, there's no fucking around. Like, he really goes for it. And you know, it spawned Alien vs. Predator, you know, because, you know, in the spaceship you see, like, the silhouette of like an alien skull, so it's like, oh.
Which was put in as a joke.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. But a lot of people made money on that joke.
Man, that's very true.
Yep.
And then
it's a cool movie. It's not the first one, but it was never going to be good. I don't think it's...
It's hard.
I don't think it's a terrible sequel.
It's hard to beat the first one.
Oh,
the first one is just the
perfect.
first one. That's it.
I'm telling you, if it was the Satan alien from Split Second instead of the Predator running around doing this shit, you might have had.
It's just a completely different movie. Yeah.
But I think it could have been something, you know.
Right.
So, the last movie I watched, god damn. Anybody who's ever listened to this knows I am a fucking huge Tony Scott guy. I fucking love most of his movies. But one movie in particular that I had seen one time before, and I just happened to see that it was on, I think it was on HBO Max. I was scrolling around. Was 2005's Domino. And Jesus Christ, dude. This movie doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't even, it's about this woman, her name was Domino Harvey. She was a bounty hunter. All that's true. She was English, came from money. You know, it was like a model, and then came to the United States and kind of got into this bounty hunting stuff. Starring Keira Knightley, Mickey Rourke is in this. It's just, oh man,
it's a mess.
It is fucking so. I don't even know what it is, man.
Wasn't this movie made like right before Tony took the jump?
Nah.
No, he made like 2 or 3 movies before after the end.
His last movie was Unstoppable.
Yeah, that was 2012,
Yeah.
11.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just thinking maybe
12,
he was battling his own demons. That's why it was.
He was battling whatever the fuck this story was supposed to be. From shot 1 to the end, it makes no fucking sense. Like, you've got Ian Ziering and fucking Brian Austin Green from...
I forgot they were in the
from
movie.
90210, like, running around with them, and this film crew, like, is following them on, like, this drug deal gone bad or this robbery gone bad. It's so fucking hard to even tell. I don't even know what the fuck it really even is. I have no idea. There's a couple of scenes, like, Christopher Walken is like this TV producer. The scenes that he's in, like, for a couple of minutes, he's fucking awesome because he's Christopher Walken. There's a couple of scenes, Dabney Coleman is in this. He plays like some fucking, I think he's like a big time like casino owner. His scenes are fucking great. There's a scene with Tom Waits where he just like walks out from nowhere in the desert and like gives Domino and this fucking dude a ride to town and tells them.
But he's a preacher.
Yeah, and tells them this like story and then just drops them off and is like, woohoo! It's fucking just. Look, I wrote down here, and it's not even fair. I regret I wrote this. I said, "Is this fucking Michael Bay?" And then like a frowny face. That is a disservice to Michael Bay. That's how fucking terrible this is. This is the worst Tony Scott movie I have ever fucking seen. Hands down, it's not even close. Domino Harvey, the movie that the person that this movie was made about actually died, I believe, the week that it was to be released. She never got to see it because
heroin overdose,
fentanyl overdose. Back then, apparently she was a fucking drug addict, and there was this a part, I think, where there's like some FBI agents that are talking to her, and there was a chick that had like short hair, and I was like, man, is that? I was like, is that supposed to be her? And I had to go look. It was actually Tony Scott's wife played this little bit role in this. But I thought it was maybe the real Domino Harvey. It was not. Keira Knightley is fucking hot as shit. She's great for whatever the fuck she was supposed to be or do. But man, my lord. This is a fucking destroy all copies and pretend like it never existed.
Wow.
It's one of the worst. It is one of the worst movies I have ever seen in the 3 years doing this podcast. That's how bad it is. And I hate that hurts me to say because I am a fucking huge Tony Scott fan. But
I think we all are.
Yeah.
Oh, we all are.
This one just
so compared to Unstoppable, which was his last movie that was pretty stoppable.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I mean, it was.
It's a runaway train movie. I mean, it's not. It's not The Godfather. It's
for what it was.
Train and it gets stopped. I mean,
it's Denzel and Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Bonding over stopping a train.
Yeah.
Saving lives.
Movie.
Yeah,
I'll definitely put it over Domino.
Oh
yeah,
man.
It got on Rotten Tomatoes, it got an 18%.
What?
Domino, which that's pretty accurate.
I was expecting single digits.
Wow.
That's how
Basically,
fucking bad it is.
To me, it was him. He wanted to be able to try every type of shot he could think of.
It is so chaotic, man. The camera
He's
everything.
using a hand crank movie camera like he did in Man on Fire. He's doing this. Basically, any type of shot, the camera goes underwater. I think he just wanted to do. And I don't really think he gave a shit one way or the other. I think he probably gave a shit about the story. But at some point, the Tony Scott in him took over. And he was just like, it's got to look cool. Because it's all about looking cool. And it's too much. The movie's too much.
Yeah, it is an abject fucking failure. So anyway, that's it.
I might have to watch that. Where'd you see that?
I'm 99% sure it's on HBO Max.
I think you're right.
I may have to check that out
But, well, like I say, I remember watching it one time back then and being like, wow, this is fucking horrible. I don't know what this is supposed to be. So I was curious. And like what happens sometimes, I was fucking right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Okay.
Garrick, what'd you watch, fella?
Oh, it's my turn?
Sure.
All right, well, mine is lackluster. I watched Hobo, which we've covered.
Okay.
I watched a pretty fucking good documentary on Shudder. I watched the Gore documentary. It was fucking awesome. It was very well told. It's told by the remaining members and some of the members that came back. A couple of them have died, but they keep moving on, and just kind of the whole how they came from Virginia, came from art school, and decided to say fuck art school and go do this, and it's great, man. Great music, great story. Those guys, they're a band that probably never sold out. That I think at one point in time Warner Brothers wanted to sign them, but it was like, you're gonna have to cut back your lyrics, your pig fucker lyrics, and
they were like,
no. Rocky was like, nope, not changing anything, and so they've been independent, but they're still going, man, and yeah.
I saw them about 20 years ago down in Charleston.
I'm going to see them on September 13th. I guess they're touring again with this whole movie, so I'm excited.
I came home soaked in blood and fake cum, and it was fucking great. So
you hope it was fake.
Well, yeah. That's what I was told.
I was so drunk it didn't matter if it was real. I
had a fucking blast, man. Yeah. I can't imagine them still touring, though, dude. I mean, that's something. Cool.
Well, they've gone through, they've probably gone through a couple of guys. There's only the guitar, there's only a few, the drummer. Yeah. The documentary is really good. Check it out on Shudder. If you don't know who Gore is, you'll probably still like it. It's if anything else, if you narrow it down to nothing and nothing, it is a very good story about how they created something out of nothing and rolled with it, and even through some crazy tough times, they've managed to continue to go.
Yeah.
They're all real artsy guys. Like, it's really cool. They all draw.
Lee, you a big Gore guy?
I like them. I
Yeah.
don't mind them.
Yeah.
You know.
You ever seen them?
They're not my favorite band, but I mean, I don't mind Guar.
You ever seen them?
No, I've never seen them live. No.
It's something.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah.
And then I actually caught Power Man 5000, aka Spider One's Allegoria on Shudder.
What the fuck kind of shit are you speaking?
Right.
What did you say?
It's Shudderism.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got out my Shudder thesaurus to keep up.
It's kind of it's an anthology where everybody's connected. It feels like a Pulp Fiction copy, only it's a lot of horror. It's only 70 minutes. It's kind of slow. It's kind of a nothing burger. I was hoping it was going to be nice and creepy, but I think I almost rented Danzig's latest Veronica.
Is that the vampire one?
Yeah, the latest shit one that he did. But then I was like, oh, this came out. I'll watch this. And now I'm wishing I probably would have gone the other way. I don't know. It looks pretty good. I can't help but think that, Spider-One got a lot of help from his brother. I'm sure Rob showed up. Rob Zombie's his brother.
What's his fucking name?
Spider-One.
No. It's not Spider Zombie?
It's like Walter P.
How fucking disappointing.
It's like Panther. No, but it's something. It's almost like a creep show that is trying to be pretentious. There's not an exciting moment. There's not a jump moment. There's not even an artsy moment. It's just it's a nothing burger. It's a
Spider-One.
yeah.
Every time I watch Creepshow, I always sit back and thought, if only this was more pretentious.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Why is this movie so fucking fun? If only it was trying to be smarter.
Right. That's what Allegoria is. Allegoria is a creep show.
Yeah.
It's a creep show, like
Taken way too seriously.
yeah, like us three sitting around watching creep show, cracking 3 Pepsi Blue Ribbons, right? Allegoria, people are drinking fucking peach martinis and shit, trying to watch this.
Oh.
I don't know, man.
Garrick, that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah. It really does.
It's pretty terrible. I don't know what it is. Like it's you know how you don't rate movies? Yeah, they get non-ratings. Or like in R, they don't get R. That's this one. I don't even have a review for it because I don't really know what it is.
The review is, you saw that.
Yeah, that's the
I saw
review.
that.
Anybody that has Shudder, go check it out, and please feel free to send me a message and tell me if you think the same. I'm not real sure what I was watching.
Right. Or you could just watch Creepshow, which is also on Shudder.
Yes. Oh yeah, true. Or watch Pulp Fiction, which has all these connecting. It is done very well at a slow burn pace, and it connects all these great characters. Okay. So, and then speaking of pretension, I am actually doing something once a week, and I guess I could tell you. I'm not going to get into it because I think we've already talked about this, but I have been reading the Soprano Sessions, David Chase's book, his essays on each episode of Sopranos, and then I'm listening to Talking Sopranos, the podcast.
Fucking hell, man. I can't. Like, you are still so fucking deep in this show, dude.
I
haven't seen an episode of it in a decade.
And I love it.
Wow.
And so I'm reading the essays, and then I'm listening to the podcast episode, talking about the episode, and then I'm watching the episode. I just finished the first season. So that's taking up where I'm going with this is we won't get into it, but it's taking up a lot of my time. But I'm trying to learn, like, it's the things you can learn from David Chase. It's incredible. I'm not watching it because I'm watching it because David Chase is such a great writer. Lee, you've never seen The Sopranos, right?
I've seen the whole show.
Oh, it's Game of Thrones you haven't seen.
No, I haven't seen Game of Thrones. I've seen like 2 episodes, but they weren't consecutive.
Every fucking episode he has to take a fucking Game of Thrones dig at you, Lee. How's that make you feel, man?
I mean, I still don't give a shit about Game of Thrones.
I know you don't.
And here's the thing: I'm like Pacino in Godfather 3. I thought I was out, and then I saw the trailer for the new fucking. There's a new Game of Thrones show and a Lord of the Rings show coming out.
Yep, and
I'm probably gonna have Garrick murdered.
Yeah, you're gonna burn. I'm gonna burn.
That's all
you
we're
down.
gonna hear
I'm
about.
Gonna burn you down every Sunday when those new shows come out. I'm gonna be like, "Are we doing a podcast Monday? I got some good shit."
That's.
It's
You'll
coming.
be at least half right.
You will watch the. So wait. So let me get this straight. Bonnie's not gonna watch that kind of stuff.
What's that?
Bonnie's not gonna watch the new House of Dragons.
No.
She's not gonna watch the Rings of Fire.
No, she doesn't want to watch anything where anyone. And this is not a joke. She's like, the people carry lanterns in it. Fuck that shit. And she's just like she'll watch a western or something like that.
They've got lanterns.
They
Fuck
got
this.
Fuck it.
That's great.
I am so glad because that means I don't have to watch Game of Thrones fucking ever.
They got lanterns. All right, Lee, take it away, man. That's all I
All
want.
right. I watched a movie I've not seen in probably close to 30 years. I watched from 1984 Dreamscape.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing this very young on like HBO when I was at my mom's house when I was a little kid. And I remember like the snake demon and like I remember more visuals. I don't really remember the movie. But I rewatched that and I enjoyed it. It's kind of, it's like Dennis Quaid's this guy, he's a psychic and he gets involved with this government program where they can enter people's dreams. And basically the whole program is being run by, I guess, Christopher Plummer's character, I guess is like the head of the CIA or something. And first of all, why is Christopher Plummer in this movie? And I guess he needed like a pool built. And he's trying to use these psychics to basically invade the president's dreams so they can give him, like, basically have him die in his sleep from fright, from a nightmare. And Dennis Quaid's the psychic guy, and he finds out about it. And unfortunately, the other psychic is played by David Patrick Kelly. He's the bad guy in The Warriors. He's in Commando. The guy's he's in everything. He's just he has one of the most terminal cases of bad guy face ever.
Yeah.
And David Patrick Kelly is the movie. Like he's like at the end when they're sort of having their sort of psychic battle in the president's dreams. David Patrick Kelly, he shows up. He's dressed like a ninja and he's doing this like nunchuck kata, talking about how much he loves Bruce Lee movies. And it's it's a very cool movie for 1984. There wouldn't be another movie like this until Inception. About similar ideas of that, going into people's dreams and trying to affect them in certain ways.
Yeah.
And it obviously has a huge Spielberg influence. They're basically the music, the look, the sort of bright, shiny look of the cinematography. They were trying to make a Spielberg movie without Spielberg. And I watched it on Peacock. It's streaming on Peacock. It's a cool movie.
Yeah, the snake guy, man. Jeez.
Oh yeah, the snake demon. Yeah.
Like
Patrick Kelly turns into.
Two things gave me nightmares about that movie when I was a kid. The snake demon guy and them trying to basically they were trying to cause a nuclear disaster, right? And so to scare him. And so when they would show these, I guess these scenes of a nuclear disaster explosions, man, that shit used to I would have nightmares about it constantly. So I had a hard time with this movie when I was a kid, to be quite honest with you. And I had to go back and watch it a couple times as a teenager and be like, okay, man, it's they're not going to get in, they're not going to get you. None of this is going to happen. But when I was very small and watching this, I was very, very fucking scared of it. This was one of my first nightmare creating movies that I can remember is Dreamscape, which I guess is very fucking ironic.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Cool fucking movie.
Yeah, very cool movie. And other than that, I'm going to talk about two movies simultaneously.
Ted Sweat.
I watched The Gray Man on Netflix, and then I watched a 90s direct-to-video action movie with Tony Todd called Sabotage. And I watched them both pretty close to each other. And the reason that I talked about them both at the same time is I was amazed at how bloodless the Gray Man was. Like, it's this big action movie, but there is not a drop of blood in the entire movie. They pull Billy Bob Thornton's fingernails out, and you don't see any blood. You know, and Sabotage, Tony Todd is the bad guy. He's this sniper. He's like a hitman. And when he shoots people, their chests just explode. You know, and the hero of Sabotage is Mark Dacascos, who we've talked about from other movies, sort of a 90s direct-to-video martial arts guy. And it's a you know, you watch it free on the internet. It's an okay movie.
Yeah.
But I watched them so close together, I was like, damn, I miss when American action movies had blood in them. You know, and had just like, because there's a lot of fighting and stuff in The Gray Man, but it feels weightless. If nothing has, you know, it just doesn't. Nothing matters.
It feels like an Avengers movie.
It feels like exactly. It's directed by the Russo brothers. They should not have spent $200 million on this movie. I'll go ahead and tell you. The most expensive Netflix movie ever. The Russo brothers should have written and produced it. It had Sam Hargrave, the guy who directed the Extraction, the Chris Hemsworth movie. They should have had him direct Gray Man for like $50 million. And I'll give Ryan Gosling this. He puts in the work. His like fighting and stuff is for a guy who's never done an action movie before. He does some things where he like pulls a gun over a guy's shoulder and like spins him around and then shoots people from behind. It's very cool looking. And also, I guess the Russo brothers had gotten an advance copy of the Michael Bay movie Ambulance, which came out, because there are these drone shots in Ambulance that Michael Bay does that look great. And for some reason in The Gray Man, the Russo brothers have inserted drone shots like in between action beats. Like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling will be fighting, and then a drone will just zoom around the room, and it completely takes you out of the movie. I have no idea why they're there. And listen, the movie's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's just like it's like that movie that came out last year with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, Red Notice. In 6 months from now, if you ask me what the plot of The Gray Man is, I will not be able to fucking tell you. Like Garrick said, it's a nothing burger. It's a $200 million nothing burger.
It was number one on Netflix for 8 days.
That's not anything. It's not bad. It's just because it's made for everybody.
I don't think for $200 million that's very good.
Yeah, 8 days.
That's disappointing.
Because I don't think you can make action movies like Tony Scott did, like Michael Bay did, for like this. Unless it has the Avengers or the Transformers in it, that's a different thing. But a movie that's like an adult action movie, I don't think they can be for everybody. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They gotta be, I don't know. It's very odd that this, like I said, not a bad movie, but just, I don't know who it's for.
Everyone, apparently.
Everyone. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Whereas the best movie Netflix has made, which is 2018's The Night Comes For Us, which we've talked about 17 times on this show.
Yeah.
Which I still occasionally put in and just watch.
Right, exactly.
That's what I do with Extraction. I do the same thing with Extraction. I'll just put it on if I'm like cleaning the house.
Exactly.
Even if in that movie, like Hobo with a shotgun, like it goes hard, but it also it brings you down. Whereas Hobo,
you have human moments.
Yeah, you do have human moments in it.
Yeah. And from The Night That Comes For Us, White Boy Bobby is still one of my favorite movie characters of all time.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all I watched.
All right, then. Well, this podcast was done in a split second. Well, actually, in an hour. But what's next for us, Lee?
Next, we are doing, we've done two types of, when I was thinking about this block, I was thinking about, like, sci-fi ripoffs. We've done a movie. We did our first movie was Creature, which was a movie made to rip off a movie that already came out. Then we did Split Second, which is a different type of ripoff, which is like you're ripping off the actor. Oh, Blade Runner, we'll put him in this movie because he was in a movie like that.
Right.
Now we're doing the rarest ripoff of all. We're doing Deep Star 6, which is a ripoff that came out before the movie it was plagiarizing. When James Cameron was making The Abyss, a bunch of aquatic, hard science fiction movies got made, and The Abyss took so long that Deep Star 6 actually came out before The Abyss. So it's a pre-ripoff, which you almost never see. So we're doing Deep Star 6.
Very
All right,
nice.
there you go. So we're going underwater next week for Deep Star 6. We will be back next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks again for putting up with us for another hour and 20 minutes. Let's get to our sponsors. Golden Ticket Cinemas in Lenore, North Carolina. Remember, Tuesdays, $5.50. Movies and $1 popcorn. The Spot Toys. If you can't find it, they've got it. Table Rock Creative Group, the pinnacle of video marketing in the Carolinas. And